welcome back to Dell's Corner. It's me, Dell, and for today's video, we are going to be going over my top 10 frequently asked questions for Dell's Temple. Dell's Temple is my holistic body care business, and we are reframing the word body care from meaning solely products that you put on your physical body to taking care of your entire body from the inside out. Okay, so I have a list of my top 10 questions that I get asked about my business, whether it's online or in person when I'm at my markets and people have questions about my brand or the products. The first question that we're going to start with is, who is Dell? Now, the short answer is Dell is me. I use the first half of my middle name, which is Del Beyond, but technically my middle name is named after my grandmother and her middle name is Dell. So Dell was supposed to be me, ended up being me and my granny, so that is where the name Dell came from. Why did I start Dell's Temple? So for those of you who have been following my journey for a while now know that I started Dell's Temple originally in 2021, and that came from me personally having sensitive skin, having dry skin, having eczema, and just looking for natural products that I could put on my body and put on my skin that didn't irritate any of my skin conditions. And I was finding that, for one, the eczema cream that the doctor tried to prescribe me, he told me with overuse could bleach my skin, and that just is not an experience that I wanted to have, so I didn't use that, and I looked for natural products that I could use for my eczema online, and they were either super duper expensive or I just felt like they weren't effective, they didn't feel how I wanted them to feel, or it didn't actually help with my skin concerns. So I figured for the cost of what the products were, I could make it myself. So I did, and it was really effective, and I figured that there was definitely a need for an effective natural skincare product that doesn't have a ton of fragrance or a bunch of extra ingredients, that is actually taking care of my skin, that isn't $30 for a 2-ounce bottle. So that's why affordability and accessibility is something that's really important to me, because I had a hard time finding products that I felt like were truly accessible for people that actually needed it. When did I start incorporating herbs and why? So when I first started Dell's Temple, it was strictly natural skincare, and around the same time that I was getting into making my own products, I got into herbalism and drinking teas and things like that, and eventually started to do oil infusions and making smoke blends and things. So that is something that I added when I relaunched my business last year in October of 2023, but it's something that I've personally been kind of developing since 2021. And I wanted to add in herbs because when you talk about skincare and you talk about taking care of yourself internally and what that looks like, it's what are you consuming, right? But then also herbs have just so many great benefits for the skin if you apply them topically, and there's a lot of herbal based products that you can use topically, like salves and infused oils to extract the medicinal properties from the plant so that you can experience those benefits when you apply them to your skin, because the skin is the largest organ. So if you're taking these things internally, it would be super duper helpful to use them externally as well, so you can kind of attack the issue from both sides. What is the smoke blend / herbal pre-rolls? So the smoke blend is essentially a loose leaf herbal blend with herbs that you can take as a tea, but they are also safe to consume when you smoke them, burn them, and inhale them. So I started the smoke blend as an alternative to things that people use to smoke regularly. So whether it's cigarettes or cigars or whatever the case may be, I wanted to have an alternative that kind of counteracts the effects that you may get from smoking any of those things. So like one of the herbs that's in all of my smoke blends and pre-rolls is mullein. Mullein is really good for lung health and just helping to loosen up and expel any mucus or tar you may have accumulated in your lungs if you are someone who smokes. But also just being able to experience the medicinal benefits of the herbs like lavender and blue lotus and skullcap and catnip. These are all relaxing and nervine herbs that can help soothe anxiety, and you feel the effects more directly when you smoke them versus when you take them as a tea. Is the loose leaf blend only for smoking? So when you have a loose leaf herbal blend and you have herbs in it that are smokable, while the intention may be for you to smoke it, you can also consume it as a tea. I've had people use it as a steam. You can burn it as an incense or a smudge. You can use it to make simple syrups and a whole bunch of different other things. So herbs are super duper versatile, and even though a blend may have a specific purpose, whether it's for smoking or burning or steaming, as long as you do your research and make sure that the herbs are safe for whatever purpose you intend to use it for, you can use it in a variety of different ways. So the short answer is no, the loose leaf blend is not only for smoking. You can do a lot of other things with it as well. Another question that I get asked very commonly at my markets is, do I have any products for the face? And right now, Dell's Temple does not have any specifically facial products. So any of the scrubs, I definitely don't recommend that you use the scrubs on your face, because sugar and coffee and salt, those are things that have larger granules. They're a little bit of a rougher exfoliation, so I wouldn't advise you use those on the face because they can cause micro tears in the skin, and you don't want to do that. That causes a lot more damage than it does any good. So I would not recommend that. I would recommend that you can use the oils and the butters in small amounts on the face. I wouldn't go super heavy because, again, they're formulated for the body, so they're a little bit heavier, but they shouldn't clog your pores. The coconut oil that's in them is the only oil that's comedogenic, and I don't use the solid form. I use fractionated coconut oil, so it stays in liquid form. So it shouldn't clog the pores, but again, it is still coconut oil, so I would use them in smaller amounts. Do you recommend any products for eczema or dry skin? I love when people ask me this question because I can kind of dive into my purpose and my why behind starting Dell's Temple, but the short answer is yes. All of the products are safe for eczema skin, dry skin, sensitive skin, because that is who the products were made for. So a lot of times people ask like why the fragrance is so light, and while I understand that a lot of people gravitate towards body products for the smell, Dell's Temple was formulated specifically with people with sensitive skin and eczema and other skin concerns in mind. And fragrance, even though it is all essential oils, they can still be irritating to people that have more sensitive skin. So we try to keep our products lightly fragranced so that it's not irritating to the skin. Another common question that I get is, will the hair oil make your hair grow? Now, the hair oil it does have ingredients that help with hair growth, like rosemary, peppermint, and cinnamon, to help stimulate the hair follicles and help your hair grow back thicker and stronger. But it is not a hair growth oil. It's an oil that's focused on the overall health of your hair. But when you focus on the health of your hair, it will naturally grow. So these are just things to keep in mind. Do I make all of the products myself? The answer is yes. I make every single Dell's Temple product by hand. These two hands right here, I make them all, whether it's the body butters, the oils, the smoke blends, the teas. I make everything myself. And a lot of questions that I get asked at markets is, do I ship? And the answer is yes, I do. You can shop all of the products online at www.dellstemple.com. So those were my top 10 frequently asked questions about Dell's Temple. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments down below, and I'd be more than happy to answer them. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.